I have seen things. Things no men should see. Disturbing images. I can see I got the Twitch to prove it. I have seen a person sitting in a free 3-week stay at a 5-star hotel doing a TikTok video in a $1,000 robe that came with the room, talking about how bad they have it. Good morning, folks. Yeah, Dr. Freedom here with you. I hate to depress you, but oh man, what planet am I living on? I just don't know anymore. I really don't like taking sides on things, but when I see videos of people talking because of their situation that somebody else is at fault for their situation, and I'm like, meanwhile this person's holding, sitting there with like a $10 cup of coffee, and they're sitting there in nice clothes. They're not living in an alley. They're not living in a refrigerator box. Talking about how they're being kept down, and I'm like, what? I love how everybody's running around screaming, we need more rights, we need more rights, and I'm like, you're here, you're free, and you're making money. You can pick up and go anywhere in the continental states, or without a passport. Yet you've got it bad. Oh. Well, I'm facing a street. Yeah, I'm facing one of the parking lamps here in the lot. So, yeah, I got one of the big towering lights here staring right down into the car. It's not a space I get often because I think security must be actually cracking down on the handicap placard badges again, because for the longest time, I'm here 45 minutes before my shift begins, yet normally I'd be lucky if there was a handicap space anywhere in this lot. And okay, so yeah, there's somebody running around saying Neil Patrick Harris is the Valyard. I don't care if Neil Patrick Harris is Dandy, the cosmic rodeo clown. Neil Patrick Harris is a damn great actor, and whatever he is playing, it will be spectacular. Like I said, I'm beginning to wonder though if we weren't duped with the deliberate toy maker reveal of that set, and that he's actually playing another character. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see. As I've told you before, I knew people who knew people inside Rothlock, but Bad Wolf is a whole nother ballpark. It's very hard to get info. Yeah, I was on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS last night. Yeah, a lot of people were asking questions like, will Disney be doing a Doctor Who spinoff? And I'm like, no, Disney can't do a Doctor Who spinoff because Disney does not own any creative rights to any part of Doctor Who. They are mainly they have the rights to stream it on their platform, and they are allowed to have people make suggestions about the programming, but they cannot go out and say, I'm going to make a Dr. Mouse or whatever. They don't have that right yet. So yeah, I don't know why everybody's carrying on about the David Tennant Red Nose Day pictures, because it's the same costume we saw him in at the end of the last episode. And we've seen pictures of him in that costume for months. So we already know what that looks like. I don't know why everyone's saying it's a leak. I'm like, this picture was leaked from the, upcoming Red Nose Day special. I'm like, it's a picture of Tennant in the exact same suit that we saw him at the end of Power of the Doctor in. It's, boy, was there, was there a booger hanging out of his nose that wasn't there, at the end of that last episode or something? Am I missing something? Now, Mickey will be the doctor. Pluto will be his sidekick. Then you'll have Duck Ross. Now, if there's going to be a 12th Doctor version, I'd say that's Scrooge McDuck. I'd have to sit down and actually plan that out. Yep, the Ducklex. Of course, Pluto will be K9, yeah. It's just I haven't watched a whole lot of Disney cartoons in like decades. I got hooked into other things like Tom and Jerry and Hanna-Barbera and all that, and I have really got to get back to working on the audio. So, thanks for mentioning. They've got me so worn out with all these 9-hour days that some days I am going home and I'm just like, I'm like out. Then, when they have you working a Saturday too, that's 6 days in a row, 9 hours a day. Sure, the money's great, but it wears you out. It's like, come on, I'm going to be 52 this year. I don't know. Well, like, I don't even like to discuss that whole Velma thing because, as I said before, I don't watch it. When I saw the trailer come out and your first instinct is to pass judgment on all the fans of the show who liked it when it was a kid's show, it isn't now, then that tells me what direction you're going in. It's an ego trip. Especially when your main character has been changed to resemble the person doing their voice. And it's like, what's going to be next? Now you have to be a black actor to voice a black character, yet Phil Lamar has been voicing characters of all races for years. Yeah, I know. The only reason I know that it got renewed is because on my recommended for YouTube, there's 1,000,005 guys complaining about it automatically come up in the list. And I'm like, the more you complain about it, the more attention you're drawing to it. And that's the best way to do it. Just ignore, like I said, I don't watch it. I'm not interested in watching it. Especially when I saw the first clips come out and we've got nude scenes in a cartoon. That isn't hentai. No. Nude scenes in a thing that features characters from the Scooby-Doo mysteries. Plus, it wasn't the fact that they made Shaggy into a black man. The fact is they made Shaggy into a completely different character. Now he's Norwood. Who the f is Norwood? And I don't want to know, because, like I said, it's not my bag. I would love to meet Michelle Gomez. Like I said, there is a thing going around that, yeah, she got her U.S. citizenship. And I'm like, should we be worried? Yeah, but in order to be president, you have to be a natural-born citizen of the United States. The reason why they put that in so long ago is because it hadn't been long since we separated from the British, and I think they were afraid that all they had to do was send somebody over here and, get them prominent in politics, then they get elected president, and then they can wreak havoc. I think that was the primary reason. I don't think it was meant to be absolutely discriminatory. It's just, it was kind of like a safety measure to prevent the crown from putting one of their puppets in charge of the government, like corporate America has now. I'm sorry, I don't know why people are so screaming about this, Trump this, Biden that. Because they're middlemen. Your president is there to basically, I don't know why they even call it president anymore. They should just call it scapegoat. Because that's basically what you're going to do. You're there to, for 8 years to cover for congressmen who have no term limits. Hell, the one guy, I think, was sitting in Congress for almost 70 years or something like that. And it's like, then you wonder why stuff don't get done. Why it doesn't change. But sadly, because of the way things are, you're never going to see term limits be put on Congress. Because in order for that to happen, you would have to call for a constitutional convention, and the final vote comes down to guess who? Congress. Just, the same guys who keep, giving themselves pay raises. But, okay, that's enough politics. It's too depressing to talk about politics this early in the morning. Okay, Sophie Aldred's a very sweet lady. I hope you have a good time meeting her. Like I said, loved meeting her, Katie Manning. I never got to meet Louise Jameson, sadly, because they kept changing her schedule around at Chicago TARDIS. And like I said, it wasn't their fault. There were some issues. But by the time she was going to be up for autographs and all, they did try to arrange to get me in there to get an autograph and meet her sooner. The con, that con bent over backwards. But I told them, look, by the time, that happens, I'm going to be an hour on the highway. I said, I did thank them dearly, for trying. So, but sadly, like I said, if y'all want Chicago TARDIS to keep being around, you got to get out there and support it. Otherwise, the only good-sized Doctor Who convention you have anywhere near the Midwest could be in trouble. And I really hope it's there for many more years to come. So, trust me, folks, you don't want me to do a channel where I go on about everyday issues, because you'd probably hate me, because I'd have to tell the truth. And nobody wants the truth. Well, I'd like to do a con, but, when you look at the money costs, I helped with a con here in Ohio. I sat on their planning thing for like a decade. And that particular con was a fan-run convention, and the folks in it were just happy that, on the years they broke even, they were happy. Okay? It wasn't done to make money. It was done to bring fans together. But it's a lot of expense, and then there were a lot of years there towards the end where they were not breaking even, and eventually that con went by the wayside in 2006. It ran from 91 to 2006, fan-run con. It was mainly Star Trek, but they welcomed people from all genres. I remember one year I was there was a guy cosplaying the Sixth Doctor. Yeah. We had Minbari there. We had, like I said, we had everything there. That was Camp Dover Peace Conference, which is still one of the greatest set of memories that I have. Well, I got to get going, folks. I just looked at the time. Take care. Have a great day. I'll hopefully see you all on the flip side. And hopefully we'll see you all in the near future. So stay calm, be kind, be calm, and be safe. And we'll see you then. Have a good morning.